Welcome. Thank you, Da Beach, for
Thank
our
you.
intro.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
sorry, but I literally spit out my pop after being Doctor Strange.
What a dick.
Picking on it.
He does kind of
Wakanda
look it too.
forever.
I was kind of the K. Todd's Captain America. And then I'm like, oh geez, I wonder what. And I knew Bob would be Black Panther. But Andrew, Doctor Strange, lovely.
There were other black characters.
Besides him, I like.
Yeah.
I did like T'Challa though. I love the
Wakanda forever. No, I there was the Iron Fist was black. Was a black guy.
Black Lightning was black.
Yeah, but
Could have been Nick
we're
Fury.
talking going back.
Oh, wait, he's DC anyway though.
Yeah, and Nick Fury was black also.
And
He was.
another DC, but John Stewart, Green Lantern, was black.
Yeah,
he's my favorite Green Lantern actually.
Yeah.
All right. We degrade. So thanks for everyone joining the show. If you've never watched this is Player Pass, where we're going to review Black Widow today, because that was the movie that was picked by the viewers last week. So we're forced to watch it and to give our opinions, like it or not like it. So that's what this show is. So we will have that. I posted the link over there for you guys to join the Telegram group where you can help vote for what we're going to have to watch next week. Please don't make it suck, which it's been lately. It's been a lot. So thanks for everyone joining the show. Blue, how are you doing today? Down here in my bottom right.
I'm good. Thanks for asking. I appreciate
it. Thank you for joining us. We got Andrew down here. Nice for you to join us, Andrew. How you doing?
I was trying to get away with just having my headset like this, because I can hear you and Auburn quite loudly, but Blue's still quiet. So I'll have to do this.
She's very.
I have to do the Princess Leia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Hey, the beach. Don't get your feelings hurt. You're gonna bust your balls. You be busting our balls.
That friggin' made my day.
Yeah, that was funny. Alban, thank you for joining me. How you doing today? You doing all right?
I'm good. Thanks for everyone being here. I didn't get to typing yet, but I see you all out there. What's up, Soheil?
Yeah. So, hey, thanks for everyone joining us. Roger, thanks for hanging out with us. Jim, Soheil, thank you for the beach over here. Got Patty over there. Eddie, of course, sidekick hanging with us. TJ's hanging with us. We saw Red Lanterns jumped in there in the side chat. Dave, Diamond Dave. It's like Diamond Dave. Is that like David Lee Roth? He's hanging with us. A few other people. So we'll see people jumping in and out. If you've never watched this show before, we'll review a movie and we'll talk about it. We welcome your thoughts and your opinions on the right-hand side of the YouTube chat. I will toss those comments just like this right over there on the screen so people can see it. And then at the end of the show, we open it up for you to come on the panel if you would like to and actually speak. And like you'll see some of the people that will talk about what they thought of the movie. So you can hang in the side chat or jump on the show either way. But the first part of the show is the four of us talking about the movie. And so it's Black Widow this week. So I am going to quickly run through the movies that are for next week, right? That are options that you need to vote in the Player Pass room. In the Player Pass room. Let me share the right screen.
Professional microphone there and everything.
Yeah, he's more of a YouTube star than me.
Yeah.
Except for he can never get a headset and a microphone to work at the same time. So we got America, the motion picture. Danny, you can give a quick.
Okay, America. That was it was a comedy. And
adult comedy by the sound of the.
That's true.
Big R on this.
Yeah, there is a big R. Don't watch it with your kids, but you should watch it if you need a really good laugh. It's Channing Tatum. There's a lot of stars that were in that one. Yeah, you can see some of the people there. So
it's like I watched the trailer. It's kind of like an Adult Swim, but like
a
heavy Adult Swim.
A heavy Adult Swim, yeah.
Yeah, because there's some hard language stuff.
Yeah,
okay, then the next choice was Gunpowder Milkshake action film here.
Yeah.
Female hit woman.
Female hit woman. Yeah. More female empowerment.
Full female cast, pretty much, except for bad guys.
Yeah. So, Gunpowder Milkshake. The next one was Marathon, which was a comedy.
That one, which Dabs didn't like the trailer I had first put up. It was a fake.
Yeah. Did you watch the trailer? Did you watch it?
I did watch it after the fact because I had already seen the movie.
Yeah.
And there was only 2 trailers out there for it. And I picked the longer one.
But then it was.
Yeah. But so if anyone wants, you can search YouTube for the trailer. The other one that I'm talking about. Hilarious.
So this is a comedy about a marathon, and I'm guessing just kind of slapstick comedy.
It's a slapstick comedy. Yes. Yeah, I'll leave it at that because I don't want to get too much away on that one.
That's good. No Sudden Move. A little drama action here.
Yeah, that's with Benicio del Toro and Don Cheadle. Yeah. It's a lot of not back and forth, but a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? When you fool someone and and
double cross and
double cross. That's the word I'm looking for.
All right.
A lot of double crossing.
So no Sudden Move. Then we've got we know this is an Oscar winner right here.
It actually is.
With Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. Listen,
that movie was people were raving about it. That was garbage.
They were raving about it because it's look who remember Cage is he's royalty, right?
No.
Yeah, isn't he?
Yeah. He is like.
He's Hollywood royalty. Come on, look who his uncle is.
He's a kiss of death.
Technically, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why do you think he owns so many castles? That's all he wants to buy are castles because he's royalty.
Yeah,
and he wants everyone to watch him.
He technically is.
Yeah, he really is royalty. But I watched it, and
tell us
I like pigs.
No,
so that's all I'm gonna. That's
okay.
what I'm gonna say.
Well, all right. All I gotta say is, all I had to hear was Nicolas Cage was in it, and that was.
Yeah, I know. I know you were.
All right, so that was kind of like having a Bruce Willis movie. All right, so Settlers, which was a space movie, which I was kind of. I watched the trailer on this, which looked quite interesting.
It's it takes a left turn at one point, but it's something that you wouldn't expect. But it was a good watch.
Yeah,
What was
kind
it
of
rated? It was rated
4.6. Yeah, but it's basically the settlers. They go to another planet and start, kind of that, start human civilization on another planet. So, then The Loneliest Whale. He got this off of PBS. Okay,
was it PBS?
I don't know. I'm just
no. It was. It's about that. There's this whale that has been out there. And he only transmits at 52 megahertz, and it was a good story. If you like the ocean wildlife type stuff,
it's
what do you hear someone else or I'm sorry. It will you can what is that?
What was that?
That was my whale sound.
Oh, that's your whale sound.
It was. They were saying it's a whale that just like the noise it transmits. No other
Yeah.
whales can pick it up, so that's why they call it the.
Yeah. The loneliest whale. The loneliest
I think
whale.
it's just a
There's
documentary
song.
they're looking for it.
No way I'm watching that.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. All right. And then
that's the one I voted for.
So the last movie that was an option is The Match, which was World War II Nazis versus Hungarian, wasn't it?
Hungarian. Yeah.
And
it was a true story.
In a soccer match.
Yeah, in soccer. It was.
I do sports movies.
Yeah. Well,
if
the
you
Euro
like sports movies, this was a good watch. It was a true story, and the story was really great.
Is it English?
It's in English, yes.
Okay, so the options for next week's is America the Motion Picture, Gunpowder Milkshake, Marathon, No Sudden Move, Pig, Settlers, The Loneliest Whale, and The Match. So before the show is over, please hurry and vote on which one that we are forced to watch, and please not the whale.
There's three out of that list that I was interested in. Pig, Loneliest Whale, and Gunpowder Milkshake.
Okay.
Were the only three that caught my interest. I like I've seen this one. It's in Nazis.
That, Andrew, because there's three that caught mine, and none of my three are those three.
Yeah, either mine.
I like the whale one looks interesting. It's just I like documentary type stuff. So
then
Yeah.
you'd like that.
Yeah,
I watched everything, and I'll tell you this much: this week's were better than last week's of having to watch all of them. Okay.
Okay, so that's our picks for next week. So hurry up, vote so we know what the hell we got to watch next time. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
And we put it up there, people. And you can retract your vote if you accidentally vote. You can click on the vote thing and you can retract it, but please not the Loneliest Whale.
Everyone should put in the Loneliest Whale to make up for Memento.
I'm gonna retract my vote and I'll choose Pig then.
No, I'm just
how
messing.
It's gonna be. No.
Nicolas Cage.
But
Nicolas Cage actually that probably looked like one of the better Nicolas Cage movies that I've seen.
It was
posted in a while. Normally he's an albatross for a movie. There was that Kung Fu that he was in, and it was terrible.
Kung Fu.
There was a Kung Fu, one of the ones where it was like sci-fi Kung Fu, and it was looking good. But
oh god,
I saw he was in it, and I'm like, And Blue watched it, and she says, "Oh no, it sucked."
Wow.
So all right, so we got that going. Let's go ahead and get cranking on Black Widow. So Black Widow, on Marvel, and I'm wearing my Marvel shirt, periodic table of my superheroes in recognition of a Marvel movie. So which one of you guys would want to be first? It looks like Blue ran to go get dinner because it's about that time, I guess. Andrew or Alban, would you guys want to be first on this one?
I don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah, you go first because I need to go and grab a drink.
Okay. Did you watch it today, Andrew, or when did you watch it?
No comment.
I'll watch it. Oh, okay. All right. Black Widow. I think that you need to be a nerd to be able to know the full backstory of Black Widow. It was an okay watch, but there were like a lot of things that I didn't know about this. Not saying that it was all that bad, but I just don't like. I think what it is, I'm getting fed up of movies where they have the woman that just can't stand men, and they everything is just the woman is the main headline. Not like they shouldn't be, but I'm a guy at the old school Marvel, and it was Marvel and DC, and none of them ever hated each other. You know what I mean? It was like they all got along. That no one was like, oh, okay, well, well, I'm Superman and I could, beat up everybody, or I'm Batman and I can kill Superman now. Um, I think I think what makes it so hard to follow along is because having this whole MCU, and this is like what, the 24th movie in it. I think there's too much to try to keep track of. Not saying that the MCU isn't a good thing, but it's for someone who it's been going on for so long that you can't remember everything, that you have to start to say, "Oh, I got to go back and see why this happened or why that happened." You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Uh, uh, uh I was happy that Scarlett Johansson finally gets her own movie for her character, but why do it this way? That okay, well, you start the movie and she's gonna die, and now she's dead. So what? So now what? She can't ever have another movie to tell about all that other stuff that went on for her,
They
because
could
I'd
have
like to know
a
that story.
prequel when she was younger, right? With a different character, like with a different actor.
Yeah, you could do that, but
More about
I
the
just
bedroom.
right, yeah, I just don't think it was right for them to do it like that to her. Say, okay, well, we killed you off in the last, in Infinity or whatever, and then now, well, we feel bad now. Now we're gonna bring you back and tell a backstory about all of it, and it just didn't hit me right. Um, it's like saying everyone has to win an award nowadays. Okay, everyone has to get their
Well,
own
not
thing.
so. It's
Yeah.
no. It's all right. To be honest, I mean,
Hmm.
why would they do it? It's it's
To
gonna
get
make
cash,
money. It
right?
made
They
a
want to
bunch
get
of money.
cash.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, it's not even about her as much as it's. I mean,
About
the
yeah,
movies they're making Disney making money because they know not that it's easy money, but they don't. It's not like they got to come up with a new storyline kind of thing. So
I know, but reading a comic, if you're like a fan of a comic book, and then you go and you see, them making up these stories, and there could be things in there that just aren't right. You know what I mean? I'm talking about for a fan of that character. You know
right,
what I mean? It's disturbing. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
I guess that's what I took away from it, because to not hear of a sister, all this time, you know what I mean? Yeah, it bugged me. Um, and especially that that they're not even a family. You know what I mean? They hear
Yeah.
putting them all together and say, "Okay, yeah, we're a happy to go family," and then later on, then you find out, oh well, they were all um,
Spies.
spies in the first place. Then that now takes away from me of, oh, how much I would like her, because now she's a spy. And what powers do you have? Really, what are her powers?
She doesn't have any. She's just got agility and stuff,
Right.
which is actually pretty cool when she's busting it up with Thor, and you know what I mean. Pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, but Thor's got a hammer. Okay, you know what I mean?
And he is a god.
Yeah, but
Right, God.
His-
well,
And,
You know,
the fact that
what
she held her own, she's the reason that they stopped New York. She is the reason.
and
Because she
what
was the one
powers
that
is
told them.
what powers has Tony Stark got? He hasn't got any powers.
Actually,
He's got a suit.
brain power.
Yeah.
He's got
Well,
brain
Right.
power
and he
to
is
build
handsome.
whatever.
He is handsome looking though.
Oh God.
I'll give him that. He's
Why
handsome.
you? Why? Because he has your mustache.
It's
Come
like
on.
Batman. Batman has no superpowers. He's strong, but what's good about Batman is he's super smart.
Yeah,
Like
he's
super
smart.
smart. They considered him the greatest detective in the world. That's what they
Right.
always said. And she's got her own set of skills in being an assassin, basically. How she can manipulate people, how she can be anybody or anywhere or hide, or
Yeah,
that was her skills.
but she can't stop a
Mhm.
bullet.
No, but
she
neither
can't.
No,
can Tony Stark if he's not wearing his metal suit
he's
either.
not wearing his suit, but he's got that big glowing thing in the middle of the center of his body that
Yeah.
he never had before. Talking about changing storylines around. Um, See. Oh, I think I think what set me off with this is because, I like Black Widow, like I said, so because I like any character dressed in black, so why put her in white most of the movie? You know, why do that? I want to see her in black.
She wore both, so
I
she
know,
does.
but
She,
most of the movie was white.
Oh, she's in white there because she's in snow, because she blends in better when they're rescuing.
it was in her bag.
It was in her bag.
Remember the bag that was at the helicopter when they got the helicopter?
Okay.
Scene, it's snow, so that's why
Okay.
they dress to the. It's all part of the whole hiding and being inconspicuous.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I guess I won't take up any more time. It's just that I just didn't feel it the way I wanted to feel it. Because to find out, okay, well, I'm just a spy, and seeing her doing things that shouldn't be possible. That's all I got. Superpower, superstar.
So, Andrew or Blue, either one of you want to be next, or
Andrew, you go ahead.
Sorry, sort of mute. I feel like Auburn, you're not a fan of the MCU anyway, so
no,
that's the kind of vibes I'm getting.
I am. Don't get me wrong, I am, but I just feel that it's too many different stories that are coming together that you say, oh, I don't remember, where this character came from, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I first said you got to be a nerd to really know, all 24, 25 movies, to the back of your head to know. Yeah, it's like, because if someone would have asked me about a James Bond movie, a James Bond movie is just a James Bond movie. Sure, there are 30 of them out there, but it wouldn't be like, okay, well, let's mesh them all together, because that's what they're basically doing. They're creating this whole huge thing that
universe.
Yeah, it's a universe. Yeah, but
I mean, that's why it's called the MCU.
Yeah, but there was no MCU in the comic book world.
You can still watch this.
Yeah,
get it.
Well, yeah, but right, you want more. You're gonna want more, and then so now you're gonna have to go back and try to find, something else.
You have to go read some damn comics. Is what you need to do, Alban.
But it's not the same as the comic. That's what I'm saying. It's not the same as the comic.
No, there's.
Yeah, but there's been a lot of stuff in this MCU where what hasn't been the same as the comic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they could go directly along with what the comics.
No, I know they can't do that.
I just like how they put their own twist on stuff anyway, and the story, the whole MCU story. I know it's a lot of movies, but when you watch it through in chronological order, and it all ties together, which is great, and that's the good thing about. I know everyone's a bit down on Disney taking over these big movies franchises like this and the Star Wars. I mean, and honestly, they haven't done a great job with Star Wars, the movies anyway. But I do like what they're doing with the MCU, because I like the TV, for example, the TV series that they've done so far. Like WandaVision was absolutely brilliant, and it was a really good way of giving more insight into Wanda.
Yeah.
And I just finished Loki the other day, and that was also another awesome series they've done. I'm not going to talk about that because. Yeah, and that is tying in so well with what's going to be coming up in Phase 3. Yeah. So it does get you. I mean, and they've got to do stuff like that to get you excited for it, because a lot of the big characters from the first two phases, like Captain America and Steve Rogers, Captain America, and Iron Man, they're gone now. So they need to make new. They need to make new superhero. Well, not make new superheroes, because these characters are already in the MCU anyway. But they need to bring these characters into the spotlight a bit more, and that's why I feel like in this movie, it's not your typical MCU type style movie. It doesn't feel like a Marvel movie because but it's strange because they're trying to satisfy the fans who wanted Natasha Romanoff's character to have like a decent ending, because like like everyone said in Infinity, in Endgame, when she's not even in the final battle, which is it sucks a bit, but like she doesn't even get, like, if you see at the end where Tony Stark gets the send off, and she doesn't even get that. So I don't understand why people are pissed off at that, and they wanted to have a proper send off. And they probably thought, well, we're bringing out this Black Widow movie anyway, so this will be a little bit of a send off for people to see more into her character and into her past, which they don't really give much into through all of the movies that she's in. She's kind of like the side kick type character, or like especially in Captain America's,
in Iron Man 2.
In Iron Man 2, and I just feel like this was it. A lot of people went to this thinking it was going to be like a send off, like a proper send off to the character, but it's actually more about setting up Phase 3 and setting up the new characters, like her sister, which, by the way, Florence Pugh, who plays her sister, just stole the whole show. I like her already. I love her already. And she's going to be so good, and I can't wait to see her in the Hawkeye TV show that's coming to Disney as well, which is also going to be really good for the Hawkeye character, because he's also considered as like a side character, because he's just a normal guy he's really fast with the bow and arrow, but he's not considered a superhero, is he? So I think she's gonna. I'm looking forward to her being in that, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with, so obviously with what happens in the end credits, which we can talk about later. I'm looking forward to see what they do there, because it looks like it's going to be interesting. But I feel like this movie was set up for the new characters, and it's more about. I saw one review where someone said Black Widow is a side character in her own movie, which is quite funny because she is really. It's not. It's about her, but it's not about her. It's
exactly.
And I think they tried the best to give you enough Black Widow, but also try and establish these new characters who are going to be in the next lot of movies. Whereas that Black Widow is done with now. Black Widow she's done her part, and now they're moving on to the next generation of like heroes, which they've got to try and keep creating. So they did the best they could with this one to try and please both worlds, which obviously you're never going to 100% do, are you? So I was reading comments. She already sent off the cliff. Yeah, she was. So like this movie, the story's kind of like, it's like, when I say it's not like official, like it doesn't feel like a Marvel movie, is because it feels. He's gone.
He'll be back. He could be bad internet.
It just feels like every day like action. I'm trying to compare it to what kind of movie, like it's always like it's one of those action movies where there's a lot of like CGI stuff and a lot of like cars and flipping over. It's kind of, well, like what they're doing. It's like that kind of Fast and Furious style, action paced all the way through, and it's just the typical story of a group chasing down a couple of other people. So it's kind of like the story's not like, it doesn't expand too much into like what is going on in the MCU at the minute. There's only like the little tidbits at the end that carries it on into the story, and they do mention, like, obviously this is before Captain America Civil War, isn't it? So
no, it's after Civil War.
It's after. Oh yes, it is after. Yes, because they're all they got arrested.
Shield was looking for him.
She's on the run.
Yeah,
and that's another thing, is they don't play too much on her being on the run. It's more about her past and the people who are in our future now, like her sister and David Harbour's character, who, by the way, David Harbour did well. He just seems to do so good in everything he's doing
I
at the
love
minute.
that guy.
He brought enough humor and a seriousness to not make his character overbearing, because I think it would have been a bit horrible if it was just all humor
And all one-liners, but it wasn't.
and all one-liners. Yeah, but he did a really good job in his. Even Rachel, is it Rachel Weisz? Yeah, I thought she did a good job as well.
Looks fantastic, eh? Like, she's an older lady now.
Yes.
She looked good in that suit. Yeah. Even Ray Winston, I thought, did a good job. I didn't realize it was him till credit, like the thing at the beginning when it said Ray Winston.
There was only one issue I had with him in it, and I felt like his accent slipped quite often.
Yeah, well, when the dialogue was short, he was quite spot on. But then when you had like the scene where it was him and Black Widow talking, like this scene, not the scene here, but well, yeah, it is the scene actually where they're talking for an extended period of time. You could hear the little slips in his accent, but I still think he did a good job, and he was a convincing bad guy. Yeah, and overall, like the movie it's probably like a 6 out of 10 for me, because it's not like, I didn't feel like a typical Marvel movie, but I did see where the story leads into Phase 3, and I could see what they were doing in creating a new character in our sister, and Taskmaster.
Yeah.
They're going to be in the future, so. Florence Pugh was the standout for me in this. She did a really good job, and I'm looking forward to her. I'm glad she's going to be continuing in it, because I think she's going to be good.
Yeah, me too.
I'll be next because Blue, you're the biggest nerd on the panel, so we'll let you.
Right.
We'll let you finish it. I'll be honest. I watched this twice, and the first time I watched it, I wasn't sure if I liked it or didn't like it. I didn't love it, and I couldn't figure out why. When I went into this thinking Marvel superhero, and I think Andrew was spot on, it doesn't feel like a Marvel movie. It doesn't have, it has some explosions and gunfire and some crazy acrobatic stuff that kind of makes it a Marvel, but there was something that wasn't that Marvel Endgame, Infinity War, Iron Man, Avengers feel. This didn't have that. And so I think with me in my brain, I was trying to figure out if I liked it or didn't like it. Andrew's spot on with some of with Florence. I thought she did a beautiful job introducing her character. And where Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, was kind of the jokester and or the light part of some of the other movies, she's not. She's the straight person in this. And even David Harbour was fabulous. I cracked up every time he talked because he just said some of the craziest things. And so she was the straight person, and everybody else was the one that was throwing these little liners. I would say criticize, for me, I wish they would have pulled more into how she got out and not just blew up the building, or gave me more flashbacks of her being the assassin so that you saw more of that of her life. I wish we would have seen more flashes of that.
This would have been way better in a TV series, like how they're able to delve into Falcon and Winter Soldier. And you know what I mean? Then you could have had more Red Room. You could have had more of her things she went on. Yeah, like it wasn't long enough to capture, I think, her.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And so to me, it had a lot of good points, but then there was parts where I wish they would have, like, why did she leave her sister? Now I know they separated them, and not to say that I didn't understand, because remember they separated them when they got out of the container. They separated them, which, okay, I get that part. But then she didn't try to go find her sister, and I loved it when Florence kind of says, "Did you even come look for me?" Mm-hmm. And I thought that was a real gut thing.
I think because it was so hard for her to get out in the first.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I mean, when I cracked up when she said she was a poser, I swear, I laughed every single time. And then when she tries to do it, she goes, "Oh, this is," and she did that. Like, there was quite a few funny parts that, for me, Marvel does a good job of keeping that seriousness, the action, and then throwing that little bit of comedy in there. So I liked that part of it. But I, am I feeling that there was aspects of it that I didn't know? I'm not a super comic book nerd. So there's so much of when I'm watching these movies, as when Albin's talking about, I would like to know this and that. Well, there's no way they could make enough movies to explain all of it because oh my gosh, they'd be forever. So when I'm learning, this is the first time I knew that she was an assassin. This is where I found out that she really didn't have any superpowers. I knew that. I guess when I thought about it, I knew she didn't have any superpowers, but I thought maybe she got some. But she was very athletic and very, like when she fell off that damn building. Okay, there at the beginning, and she fell, bam, 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 and I'm thinking, you got some broken ass bones. That's what you got. But in the Marvel way, she isn't broken. So I enjoyed it, but to me, I do see, and I didn't know this about. Well, I guess Phase 4 was it Phase 4? I saw Roger say it was Phase 4 is coming up with Marvel, but I didn't realize that they were setting this up. I did not watch the credits. Duh, I turned it off because I was like, all right, I'm done. So I missed whatever was in the trailer. So we could talk about that after Blue Talk. So, but I did like the characters. I thought that David Harbour was fabulous in this. Him wearing that suit, and he's too fat for that suit, cracked me up. I mean, there was a lot of funny parts. There was parts that I wish they would have done a little differently, but not a bad watch. I guess I'll call it that. It wasn't a oh my gosh, it's blown away, but wasn't a horrible watch. Just couldn't put my finger on exactly what it was that I'd like them to change. But that's what I got, Blue. You go ahead.
All right. I liked it. Did I love it? Love it? Like, Infinity War and Endgame and first Iron Man, and there was a few of them that are in my top 10. This is definitely not in my top 10. But I still really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it to the point where I liked every single character in it. And usually, when I watch a movie, if I'm not really keen on it, there'll be people where if they die, I don't care. Batman versus Superman, they could all wipe them out, all of them out, and I wouldn't have given a crap about it. Like, because I didn't care about the characters. But oh my god, that scene right there, that was
yeah.
There was okay, so David Harbour, oh my god, I love that man. I actually went and binge watched Stranger Things right after I watched it because I love him so much. And Florence, yeah, she was fantastic when she did the old and like how she did it, eh? When you
flipped her hair,
and she's like, you land like that and you flip your hair, like oh my god, it was.
You're such a poser.
You're such a poser. It was so funny. Now, I kind of disagree with Aubin a little bit on the whole how he talked about. Oh, there it is. When he talked about how you think they're a family, but they're not a family. But the thing is, I like that even better. The fact that they weren't actually her family, because in the end, they were. Even
they
though
looking out for each other. Yep.
They were, and the fact that she still had no idea what her actual past was, who her parents were. She knows her mom was murdered. She knows. So I like the fact that they did come together, that her mom, basically Rachel Weisz, does back them up, does help them, even though she's pretty much indoctrinated into that as well. So for me, the fact that they weren't family was huge, because they were. They ultimately they were. I liked the little references that they have in it, like Budapest. They finally get to Budapest, and her and her sister are talking, and her sister's like, bullet holes, and she goes, no, arrows. That's where her and Clint Barton were every time they mentioned Budapest in all the past movies. Dreykov's daughter. I remember when I first watched, it would have been first Avengers, and they've got Loki trapped, and remember when she's talking to him, and he's thinking that he's basically like, he's got her where he wants her and whatever. And then when she does the old, thank you for your help or whatever, and off she wanders. But he says to her, how much blood you have on your hands. And one of the things he mentions is Dreykov's daughter. And I was always like, what is that? And in this, you find out she blew up Dreykov's daughter, but she didn't die. She ends up, that was Taskmaster, was the daughter, right, Andrew?
Yeah.
I thought Taskmaster was a dude, but turns out.
So did
yeah.
Anyway.
Well, even Florence thought that because she says he's behind us, or there he is, and then you think it's
because kind of a neat twist. But I mean, I still remember that. I don't know why that name has always been in my brain since Loki said it, Dreykov's daughter, and in the hospital fire. So it was like that was a neat little reference. So yeah, if you'd never seen the movies, you wouldn't have got that, but it didn't really matter. The sister and the dad were hilarious. I love that. I liked that they took this timeline. At first, I was hoping it was going to be a prequel. I thought it was going to be before she joined the Avengers, but I kind of liked where she went off in the middle of all this shit going on to do this. You know what I mean? She had another adventure before Infinity War even starts, so it's kind of crazy. Um, I agree with Todd. One thing that I found about it that was weird, and Andrew too, in that, like he said, how she was kind of like a secondary character in this to set up all the other characters, because it's true. Like, I think the fact that they made her more serious, like as the older sister, as the the responsible one, because her dad's an ass and stuff. It was kind of a little weird, but it made everybody else funnier, and it made you like them a lot, and it made you feel like I just felt by the end of it, I'm looking forward to more of these characters, and I was okay with her having her serious moments, because in the other movies she was usually one-liners, and she was picking on Captain America about having kissed a girl in 50 years, and she always had the little jokes, her and Tony back and forth, when she said something and Tony's like, "You agreeing with me?" and she's like, "Can I take it back?" Like, so it was kind of neat to see her in the serious role, and I really wish it had been a TV series, because I would have really liked more Red Room, more more of her adventures and stuff too, and unfortunately they couldn't, but I liked it for what it was. I liked it especially because it introduces these characters I want to see. So yeah, it's not in my top 10. Now, the one thing that, can I talk about the end credits, Todd? Is that okay?
Yeah. I mean, so I've not seen them, so go ahead, tell me.
Anybody who's seen it, so anybody who knows, obviously knows Hydra, the bad guys, and like Roger has said before, in Falcon and Winter Soldier, Julia Louis-Dreyfus from Seinfeld, if you guys remember, shows up, and she's essentially like Lady Hydra. She's like a recruiter for Hydra. Now, in Falcon and Winter Soldier, she recruits the crappy Captain America. In this one, while Natasha's sister is at her gravesite, so it's after she's died in Endgame, Lady Hydra shows up and basically says, "I want you to come work for me. This is the man that killed your sister." And she shows her a picture of Clint Barton.
I think she's already working for her.
Oh, okay. So
because Yelena says, "Oh, I thought you weren't going to contact us when I was on vacation."
Oh yeah, you're right. You're totally right. But the cool thing about it, so oh my God, what's Barton's hero name? My brain just fritzed.
Hawkeye.
So obviously she's going to be in the Hawkeye series, which is very, very cool. But it's neat seeing Hydra recruiting, all these smaller characters, like the crappy Captain America. I hated that dude.
He's gonna. What's he called now? What's his name now? It's Agent. Something Agent. But basically it's
Agent Orange.
It's Agent something. It's basically for. In the comics. There's another band of heroes called the Thunderbolts, which is a Thunderbolt Ross, who is the guy who is at the start with a mustache. What's his thingy, Ross?
Oh yeah, it's
William Hurt's character.
Yeah, it's friggin' the Hulk's girlfriend's dad.
Yeah. So he in the comics, his character becomes Thunderbolt Ross, who is like a big red version of the Hulk. And he's got this group of PROs called the Thunderbolts, which has got Agent. I cannot remember what he's called. Agent something. It's what she calls the crappy Captain America's character. She calls him it when she puts a new suit on him. I'm gonna have to Google it. Anyway, it's got him in it, and then it's got other heroes like different MCU characters who I haven't seen yet. Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Carry on. I'm just going to quickly check.
So I liked it. Did I love it? No. Will I watch it again while I'm watching? I'm going to watch it in order between Civil War and that now. Yes. Will I watch it?
Because that's how you roll.
It's going to be part of my. It's going to be part of my binging. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Oh man.
And that's how she caught that. Well, I didn't know where he was talking about Dreykov in that one movie. Hey, ask Dabs, he would have never caught that. I wouldn't have remembered.
It's stuck in my brain. I don't know why, because I never knew who Dreykov even was.
No, Roger, it's not federal agent. It's U.S. agent. It's U.S. agent.
That's a boring name.
Yeah, U.S. agents in it. I think Yolanda Romanoff's going to be in it. I don't know if Thunderbolt Ross is or not. He might do. Zemo.
I like Zemo.
He's going to be in it, in the Thunderbolts, because his character is in the Thunderbolts. So I think they're setting up this new team, which is run by Whatchcall's character. She's recruiting them like a Whatchcall's character, like a Shield agent.
Fury.
It's kind of
like Fury. She's like the Fury of that team. She's recruiting all them like characters to make this Thunderbolt team, which is going to be part of the new MCU.
Oh, another thing that I like too, I like seeing all the widows. Like, holy widows! That was a lot of widows.
Yeah. That was good.
Kind of cool.
Yeah. Are you done, babe?
I'm all done now.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I posted the link out there so that people could jump on the show. You're more than welcome to jump on. The only thing I ask for is that you have a microphone that actually works. You don't have to have a camera. You don't have to turn your camera on, so that is not necessary. But just as long as you have a microphone to be able to hear you, and turn off your YouTube so that we don't hear that. And we've got a few people already jumped in there. Nathaniel, we're gonna hear what you guys think. Roger, what do you think, bud?
Well, you guys probably know that I'm a comic book geek, so I like this movie a lot. I thought it had a lot of elements that a lot of Marvel movies don't have. It had some really touching parts of it when they're sitting around the dinner table as a family. That was really touching. When David Harbour starts singing American Pie to Yelena in the bedroom, gosh, talk about pull at your heartstrings. And I just liked it a lot. It was great action, good script. I myself agree that it should have been given the 6-hour long form treatment, but I think Scarlett drug her feet on that because she's a movie star and not a TV star, which is sad. But it was definitely a vehicle to introduce Yelena's character, and hopefully David Harbour gets to spend more time in the MCU because he was just incredible. I myself would go back and watch a story of them in America. That 2 years that they lived undercover in America, I would watch that show. Or I would watch a Marvel movie just about the Red Room and all the widows. Because I read all those comics when I was a kid, and I just love it. Now, as for shit that happened that a normal person couldn't withstand, it's comic books. And people die in comic books and come back to life the next day. So you just gotta suspend all that stuff when you're watching a comic book movie. Yeah. And they don't play by the same rules as our normal human universe. But I agree that if you're not a fan, it's probably going to be a little hard to follow all the subplots. Like I guarantee that Blue and I are part of the 10% of people that caught the Loki line from the old movie. I mean, nobody caught that unless you're a diehard geek fan. So, but I thought the acting was all really good. I thought the script was good. The choreography was good. The cinematography was good. The CGI was good. What more do you want out of a movie? So, I liked it a lot. You guys did a good job. I don't have much more to add other than that. But that's it for me this week, I guess.
Awesome. Thank you, Roger. Hang with us. Eddie, thank you for joining the show. So what was your thought on Black Widow?
Okay, well, first of all, I'm not into Marvel movies, but this movie, unfortunately, I had to see it in two sequences. I followed the first, I think it was an hour and 15 minutes, and I had to leave. Then I came back maybe a day later, excuse me. But I got into the movie, but during the first session I did, I started to lose it near the end. Then after when I came back, I was completely lost. But what I really liked about this movie was the visual effects, the special effects, and the plot was so because I'm not like I said, I'm not into Marvel movies, so I don't know the full state of all the characters. I watch the credits as normal. I watch always the credits, and man, there was a lot of people working on those special effects, visual effects, digital effects. Jesus, Murphy. Well, and then at the end, they showed a little sequence saying, in other words, a lead up to the next movie.
Yeah, which Marvel always does.
Yeah.
So if you watch Marvel movies, don't be a dud like me and not watch the credits because they're always something in the credits, and I don't know why I fogged out on that one.
No, but all in all, it's like I said, but since I lost it in two different sequences, maybe I should have went back and started all over again, but I couldn't do it. But maybe I would have liked it even more. But it's a passable movie. That's up for me.
Okay, thank you, Eddie. We got the beach. Thank you, bud. Thank you. Welcome.
Like you, I watched this movie 2 times. After the first time I watched it, I was ready to put it on the arm of shame. After this second time, it grew on me. Liked it better. I liked the comedy in it, like when they're flying in the helicopter, they go, "Oh, Milena's outside St. Petersburg. I don't think we have enough fuel." The next thing you know, seeing the helicopters dropping out of the sky. The things that bothered me, and I know Roger said it's a superhero movie. You have to overlook it. But, you brought up her falling from a 10-story building, bouncing off the ductwork, lands on her feet. She holds it aside. She's hanging from a rope on a flying helicopter and picks Alexei up with one hand. Jumps from the red room. So I'm like, is somewhere did we miss where she gave like Captain America a blowjob and she swallowed some of his superpowers so she's able to do all this shit? So that's what really bugged me for the movie. So yeah, I enjoyed it better the second time. The first time I was just ready to freaking delete it after I watched it.
Okay. Oh, the beach had the. All right. Yeah, and hey, anybody that's not in our Telegram room, the beach actually has an arm of shame where he lists all of his movies that were shameful, that are part of his arm of shame, where if he has to write those on his arm in case he ever gets amnesia, like Memento, he wants to be able to remember, don't watch these movies. So he did a little video clip, and that is very funny. So, so I was looking to see. So I mean, anybody else got any other thoughts now that we've heard everybody talk?
I think, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm not sure that they're introducing the Thunderbolts, Andrew. I think they may be gearing more towards the Dark Avengers, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Thunderbolt, maybe,
Possibly.
but I think it's going to be the Dark Avengers. I think we're going to get She-Hulk, the Red Hulk. We're going to get some really cool characters introduced in the next 2 or 3 movies.
But we are getting a She-Hulk now, right?
Yeah.
Abomination's going to be in that. And also, I think Abomination's in the new... what's that one that's coming up? What, the Rings?
The Shy. What is that name?
Shy. Yeah. Jin.
Yeah.
In that one. Yeah.
So
he's in.
just to ask a question from like Roger, who is, and I don't know if Blue is back if she's listening. So Jim asked the question: what is the best way to watch these movie? Chronological order or in the order of release? Definitely not order of release. I mean, not my opinion.
Chronological.
Because you could go ahead.
Chronological would be the way to go.
And IMDb has it. Trakt has it. Most of your big, maybe the movie database, but I know Trakt and IMDb. Maybe not IMDb. I think Trakt and TMDB both have the chronological order. And if you use add-ons, Jim, which I think you do, if you look, there's some add-ons that have this as a playlist.
Yeah.
So you can go to the MCU universe.
It's a long trek because you've got the TV shows added into it as well.
Well, if you go TV shows, some of them will put the TV shows in it, some don't, because some put that Shield in there, and you got but you can go through it, and it does make a little bit more sense if you watch it in the chronological order of their universe than if you try to watch it by release date, because like we're having, this is a prequel, so it kind of bumps back, so it does make more sense. And if you're a person that wants to binge, Trakt would be the way that I would go. It's the easiest way. If you have an add-on and use an add-on, it's the best way, because then you don't have to watch it all in one setting, but over the next over a month, it depends how much time you got, you can watch it.
I was curious if Blue is there. She said, Charlotte, what our top five. Was wondering what our top five was.
For me?
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Exactly. That's what I was just going to say.
Well, the top five. The top five. Well,
I mean, Infinity War and Endgame, I love them both. So probably those two, because they go together. They're like one movie for me. First Iron Man, because that started the whole ball rolling, and it was fantastic, and Robert Downey Jr. was unbelievably good in it. Captain America, Civil War. Actually, you know what? Winter Soldier. I actually enjoyed Winter Soldier. And Thor, it's definitely got to be Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, yeah, that's so good.
That was fantastic. I laughed so hard at that one. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So I guess those would be my favorites. If I picked one from each kind of, one Iron Man, one Captain America, one Thor, because they were the three originals, right?
Yeah, you're right. So to help with this, we're going to jump into the voting, because I know we went a little bit long. So we're going to go through. You're welcome, Jim. You're welcome. I'm
looking here.
Pig.
Oh, we were doing that, or were we gonna?
All right, we'll do the vote. We'll do the vote first. We'll do this vote. We'll do the vote for Player Pass. And the way we do Player Pass is, if you would recommend this to a friend of yours, not somebody you hate, if you would recommend it, that would be a play. If you would not recommend this to a friend because you don't want them to come cuss you out on the back end of watching this film, that would be a pass. So it's play or pass. That's how we do it. That's the measuring stick on this. So we'll jump through there. The Beach, play or pass on Black Widow.
Well, one of my friends who watched it, and his comment on the movie was, well, at least it was better than Wonder Woman 1984. So I will give it a pass.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Alban?
I know I've knocked this movie a lot, but I still would recommend it to someone else to watch. I just wasn't happy with it, but it's still going to be a play for me.
Okay. Thank you. Roger, play or pass for Black Widow?
Well, I loved it, so it's a definite play for me.
All right. Thank you, sir. Eddie, play or pass for Black Widow? Well, Eddie, you're on mute.
Okay, I'll give it a soft play because I only watched it in two sequences. Yeah. But a soft play.
Okay, thank you. Patty gives it a pass. Tig gave it a play. Jim gave it a play. Okay. What about you, Andrew? Play or pass?
I'm giving it a play because I would recommend it to anyone who watches the MCU is going to watch this anyway, whether it's bad or good. It just has to be done. You have to watch it because it's part of the MCU and it's part of the story. And I'm giving it a play because I like how they set up the new characters for the next phase.
100%.
Miss Blue?
I'm a definite play. I might even watch it again tonight.
So look, we are talking about it, and I've actually paused the movie to where I can watch the end credits. So be sure MCU movies, make sure you watch the end credits. Can't believe I didn't do that. I give it a play. I gave it a soft play. Like I said, there was just something about it, but it had enough points in it that was funny and lighthearted. I'm not the super nerd that Roger and Blue are. I'm not the super nerd to be able to know all the ins and outs of the MCU, but I do enjoy a lot of the MCU. Let's see. Alban, where did we fall on the vote for player pass for this particular movie?
Okay, we had it was a play because we had like 9 to 1. You know, one for the stars because remember we had a star voting.
Yeah, and just for a second. Oh, so Alban added a star feature to where you can do 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star for each movie, so that sometimes when we say it's a soft play or a soft pass, you could give it 2 stars or 3 stars. Kind of gives you that little bit of wiggle room. So, yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. We had 2 votes for 1 star, 3 votes for 3 stars, 2 votes for 4 stars, and 3 votes for 5 stars.
Okay. Well, that's about even.
Yeah, it really is pretty close.
So, yeah. So, again, well, all right. So, basically a pass, or excuse me, a play. So most everyone gave it a play. So, you know, it's and I think Sharon, you might be right. You might want to rewatch it. Maybe need to get your mind right when you sit down to watch it. Again, take it with a grain of salt. Again, Roger was saying that you got to remember it's a comic book.
Yep.
People can fall from 5 stories and be okay. So, the other thing we wanted to go ahead and hit on is what is the movie for next week, Alban?
Okay. The winner is No Sudden Move.
No! Oh, my Lord. Dang it.
Know.
I never get them. You guys never pick the movie that I pick.
I know. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
What did I pick?
Yeah.
Settlers.
I picked Settlers.
God, that looks so boring, though.
No, it's not.
But it looks different. It looks so different because, all right, so the reason why I picked Settlers is
I'll tell you what's different. I'll tell you what's different. Pig. A film about a pig. And not Babe.
Oh, it's more than just about a pig.
Right.
It's a truffle pig. It's a truffle
it's
pig.
Nick Cage, and it's a pig.
How can it go wrong? Nicolas Cage, a pig?
I suggest you
unless
watch
the pig outacts Nick Cage, which I don't know. That could happen. That's why you should watch it.
The pig definitely outacts Nick Cage. He acts around Nick Cage.
Maybe they should have reversed the roles. Nicolas Cage should have been the pig.
Yeah,
he actually was the pig.
Yeah, it's the movie The Pig looking for Nick Cage.
I wish they would have been reversed roles because the pig was only in it for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So this comes from Roger, who's already watched it, but not talking about Pig, but we'll talk about Pig in just a second. So no Sudden Move is the movie for next week. This was actually one of the movies I was like, I don't know. I
had that on my Plex already, so.
So yeah, well, I'm stuck watching it.
I'm like, yeah, I'm grabbing that one.
I'm stuck watching it. So thank you, folks, for making me watch this. Settlers does look interesting, though. I like space movies, so Settlers looks.
Then you should watch
The Match.
Yeah, I will. The Match.
The Match was
These
good.
are usually linked one way or the other. Well, Don Cheadle was in the MCU, so there we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, I was gonna just say that.
So and
yeah, go ahead.
I was trying to look to see who else was. David Harbour is in this movie.
Yeah.
So David Harbour was in the movie we just watched, and he's in the what we got to watch next week.
Okay, that's hilarious.
So we do that. What's it? Something to bacon? 7 steps from bacon or whatever.
6 degrees of Kevin.
Yeah, there you go. So so it's like the 6 degrees to play or pass.
Yeah.
We somehow.
Yeah, always somehow.
Somehow we
you guys, I got a question for you guys.
Oh.
Since Disney has been taking over stuff. You remember way back when Disney would, put their stuff in a quote unquote vault, and they wouldn't, like show those movies.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys see that happening with all of this stuff? I know we still stream, our stuff, but
you better not.
I know, but don't you think that they would? That's their MO.
Yeah.
So now that you got to think that they own all of all of the whole MCU, and then they're gonna say, oh well, you know what? Let's take this away from everyone, so no one can watch that until another 10 years, and we decide to pull it back out.
I don't know if they can do that nowadays anyway, though, because
I know, but
in the old days, it was like you had to see it at the show, right? Their original stuff was just
no, like even when they put stuff on
VHS,
they would take it away.
Yeah,
and
they would.
You couldn't get it. You couldn't find that movie.
That's because people would buy it when it came back out.
Exactly.
Right.
But people don't have to buy these. We already got it everywhere.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do that to Stanley. They wouldn't do that to him.
No. But what I'm saying is, the way how these guys, because I don't use any of the Disney Plus stuff where people buy these movies or whatever. I could see them saying, "Oh, well, we're going to take it away for now. We're putting it in our vault."
I just can't say it. It's too much of a money maker.
It's not a problem for them to do it. I could see them doing it.
They might do kind of like you said. They might vault it, but they'll do like they're doing with Premier Access right now and say, in order to access the vault, that'll be $34.99.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And hey, and speaking of $34.95, makes me think of, we talked about this on Friday, and what was it, 160 million that Black Widow made at the theater, and another 60 million through Disney Plus, Prime, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
So over $200 million in the first week.
And the box office only made 80 million, 80.4.
Wait, million. I thought it was 160 plus 60.
Bach, I got it on IMDb. I'll look now. Actually, opening was 80 million, but so far,
opening.
Yeah, that was just the opening. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's up to 134 million as of a couple of days ago.
So 134 million just box office. Then you figure in. I know that I thought I saw when we talked last Friday about it was like 60 million or something like that just in Disney Plus, Prime, Premium, whatever that access is. So yeah, it's going to make a lot of money, and so. You think about it. I don't care how much they pay these actors. I mean, it's like this is easy money. I mean, that's easy money, and that's why they're going to continue to make it. And again, they didn't do a terrible job at it, so people continue to go back. How many times do people keep buying an iPhone?
Other than Disney proper, the cartoon franchise that existed for years and years and years before Marvel, Marvel is the most profitable, valuable IP of all the IPs that are out there. And we're just scratching the surface on it. This is going to go for the next 20, 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be...
If they did...
I hope Disney buys DC.
I do too, because DC movies are terrible.
Yeah. And you would dramatically improve it, and then you could have a DCU and MCU maybe intertwined.
I can tell you with 100% certainty, though, that the Suicide Squad can be phenomenal.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I can't wait for that one.
Wait. We've already seen Suicide Squad. The next one?
First one was called Suicide Squad. This one's called The Suicide Squad. James Gunn, who made Guardians of the Galaxy, made it.
Great. Yeah.
And he apparently had free reign on it.
It's going to be awesome.
We hope. Suicide Squad was
gonna be funny.
Yeah, Suicide Squad was just.
That was a dud. Bad dud.
It was a 2-star. If we were going by Auburn star system, I'd give it a 2-star.
Like when you're watching a movie where one of the guys is kind of like Hawkeye, where he can't miss. He's such a great shot, he can't miss. And
yeah.
Will Smith, when he's shooting those like metal dummy things there, and you actually see the hole through it, like and how it's all lit up, like that was so cool. And then you put him in a real life situation where these weird zombie headed things are fighting, and he's just sort of blasting all over the place. Like, I'm like, why didn't they should have showed a shitload of, like, slowed down how he's hitting them all in the exact same spot, or, something to show his precision.
Yeah, he was dead-eye.
Spraying bullets all over the place. It was like, that doesn't show him as an accurate shooter. That just shows him as he's got enough bullets and enough automatic weapons to, I thought that was stupid.
So not to cut us short, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the show here. And what we're going to do is we will go to Albin's. Albin will open up a Telegram group. So if you're part of Telegram, this is where you guys can jump on Telegram live chat, and you can use your voice and microphone or camera like we are here. And you can jump in there, and we can have up to 30 people in there. And then we can talk about Pig. Albin can talk about Pig. Roger can talk about Pig. We can. All right. Hey, DeBeach says that needs to be a pick for next week too. That's got to go. So we can talk about some
I got
of those
one
movies.
other quick thing.
Yes, sir.
DeBeach is I'm taking attendance. I would need to know if Little Orban is here.
Oh, hold on.
I need to see his face to actually mark him present. Okay, thank you.
Little Orban.
Yeah, I had all the workers in here the last couple of days, and
right.
I want a bottle of booze laying around with a bunch of freaking contractors roaming around. Put it this way, they pissed me off so much, I was about ready to yell immigration or ICE and watch them freaking scatter like roaches when the lights come.
We'll take this to the Telegram chat, where we have a little bit more freedom and a little bit more fun. So, yeah, I'll go run through the people real quick. DeBeach, anything you want to say before we go?
No.
All right.
See you next week.
Thank you, bud. Hey, thank you for the intro. Albin.
We'll see you all in the Telegram.
Okay.
Don't forget to jump in. And make sure that you unmute yourself in order to talk.
Good job. Roger?
Thanks for the invite. Had a good time with this movie. Pig was terrible, and that's about it.
Okay. Eddie.
Let's get to the Telegram and let's see what we're talking about Pig.
Yeah. All I got to do is say Nick Cage. That's all I got to say. Andrew, anything you want to say before we go?
Gonna have to unmute.
Mute.
Yeah, sorry, I was just listening to that. I was going to say something and I forgot to mention in the review. Do you know the credits? Like when they go into like 10 or 12 minutes into the movie, when they get split up, the two kids get split up, and then it goes into like the credit scenes and it shows all the actors' names and stuff, and it's got that song. That song that plays on it. Smells like Teen. Yeah, that was such a good cover. That went so well with the beginning of that movie. I just wanted to mention that because I thought that cover was brilliant.
Yeah, good.
I agree.
Yes, bye.
I agree.
Good point. Thank you, bud. Miss Blue.
I just want to say thank you so much to everybody out there who didn't vote for Pig.
We love you. All right, so thanks for everyone watching us. Sorry we're going to run short, but we try to keep this right at close to an hour. Thank you for everyone watching. We'll see you guys Friday for Player Pass, for Streaming Matters. And what I will say this about Friday is I'm not working Saturday. So Albin.
Oh boy.
We're
boy, we're gonna get you messed up.
We're gonna.
Are we gonna have some worm action going or what?
We don't know what might happen. I ain't working Saturday. We're gonna just see what happens. So join us Friday for Streaming Matters, where we're gonna have a good time and enjoy ourselves. Thanks for you guys watching the show. Where you don't have to be a techie. All you gotta do is play or pass? Do you like the movie? Do you not like the movie? That's all this show is about. And jump on Telegram. Alban will create the live stream where people can jump in and you guys can have a good time. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one. No sudden move is next week.